let's talk about something that not many people are telling you around how to unlock your business growth. It's a hidden key, but it's essential. And it's called energetic capacity. It's your capacity to receive what you want and trust yourself that you can hold it, which actually influences your receiving. So let's think about this. When you want to scale up your business, you want to expand, you want to grow further, you are feeling so ready for your next level, but at the same time, you feel kind of tired, you feel kind of frustrated with not aligned clients, you feel that you are sacrificing a little bit too much of other parts of your life because of business. That's when it's your energetic capacity that is capping, is limiting your growth, because deep down your subconscious is afraid that you will get burnout, that you can't hold what you actually want. You can't see it, it's even possible to work even more than you are working right now. And you don't understand, you look around at people who are juggling millions of programs at the same time, they are running several programs at the same time, and you'd love to have that, but at the same time you don't understand how you can stretch your energy, your capacity to become the person who can do that. And that's what I want to show you in this video. Okay, before we start, hi, I am Cristina. I am a success coach and a hypnotherapist, and I help spiritual entrepreneurs to create wealth and impact while living an extraordinary life. If you are into these kind of topics, hit subscribe and stick around. This video today is inspired by a conversation that I had yesterday during our mastermind call with one of my clients. She had the most incredible results that she created for herself during this summer. She had a book deal, she had multiple clients, more than ever before joining her program. She really felt like she surfed a huge big wave like never before. But coming out of this wave, yesterday she was telling me how she feels like she needs a little bit of space because it feels too much to hold. It feels too much in her own words. So we talked about capacity. We talked about, first of all, how sometimes we just need a bit of rest, and that's okay, but sometimes it's just the mind that tells us that we can't hold the new level where we arrive. We haven't normalized that new level, and in order for us to be able to keep playing at that level and take it further and further, we need to start stretching our capacity, our mindset capacity, our energetic capacity, our physical capacity also, even though that is the last one and not really that important in this context. We have to stretch our capacity in general in order to allow ourselves to hold and play at the new level, to normalize that new level and then build further. Otherwise, we will have the highs and then we'll have the dips, and we don't understand why we are like one hit wonder and why we are now in the dip when it was such a big, beautiful month the month before. It's energetic capacity, is mindset and energy that needs to be normalized to your new level of playing, of being in your business and in your life. So here are the 3 big shifts, energy shifts, but also very practical shifts that I want to share with you so that you can start stretching that capacity for yourself so that you start playing at higher and higher levels. So let's dive in. The first step is to declutter anything that is taking from your energetic capacity and is not really essential when it comes to your growth. As you know, it's only 20% of everything that we are doing that creates 80% of the results. And this says a lot about how much energetic waste we are facing every single day. So when we want to expand our energetic capacity, that's the first place where we are looking. We want to look at what is the busy work, what is the work, the 80% of work that has minimal impact but takes the most of our time. And usually in this category fall activities that we are taking on ourselves, but actually they can be easily outsourced and not with that much money or for that much money. A simple basic VA could be doing the editing of the videos, or could be doing the tweaks to the website, could be doing the automation of the payments and all that. So things that we don't have natural talents or abilities for, like technical things, things that are in the background of our business. These are huge time consumers. Answering questions in DMs or answering questions for customer care. These are huge, massive energy consumers, and they can easily be done by someone that you can hire, as we were saying, for not that much of an investment. And maybe sometimes it can feel like, well, I prefer to do it so that I don't pay someone else. But the point here is that doing is costing you growth, is costing you a lot of money that you don't even imagine right now that is costing you. And it's costing you staying here into a place of discomfort where you want to be growing, but you don't have the capacity to do it. So the first thing is to look at things that you feel that they are really important to be done in your business, but at the same time, it's not really required that you are the one that is doing those things. Keep yourself into your zone of genius, because that's where you can create the biggest impact when it comes to your growth. The second type of activities or tendencies that are creating the busy work are all about overdoing. And this is something that affects all of us. Like everything affects all of us. So I feel that you will be taking a lot of value of everything that I will be sharing, but the overdoing is the typical thing for overachievers, is the typical go-to for people who are taught that getting what you want only happens through hard work, only happens through really hustling for it. And as we have this program running at the back of the mind, in the subconscious, we will do things the hard way. We'll make sure that things are hard so that at the end of the day, we feel deserving of receiving what we want. So overdoing is going past the limit of doing what you know that is required to do and going the extra mile that actually feels heavy, feels like a push in your body, feels like you are pushing the energy forward, trying to make things happen. You know exactly what I mean, especially if you are an overachiever. So catch yourself in those moments where you feel like I am now past the limit of just doing it and I am overdoing it, and stop. Let yourself do what you know that is required to do, and then build the trust that that is enough, that is working, and that creates results, and nothing else is needed. So start training your nervous system, but also your habits, to learn how to stop after doing what you know that needs to be done, how to stop yourself from overdoing. You will be liberating, freeing up so much of your energetic capacity, of your physical capacity, of your mind capacity, your brain bandwidth also. It's tiring to overdo, and usually overdoing it overdoes it. So let's shift that. Let's let that in the past and start playing with the energy, the frequency of I do what is required for me to be doing, what I know that I want to be doing, and anything that is past the limit, I want to do it and goes towards I need to do it, it's already overdoing. Or I might be needing to do it, or maybe I should be doing it. All this is overdoing. You know exactly when you did what was required, what you wanted to actually do. And that is enough. Train yourself to trust that that is enough and let things go. Take a step back, breathe, let space for the manifestation to happen. Now, the second step here is to choose the path of less resistance. And the path of less resistance is also a habit. It's a decision, but it's also a habit. We tend, again, to make things complicated, to try always to go for the bells and whistles. And honestly, again, they are the 80% that are not making much of a difference. The path of less resistance is the answer to the question, if I allow this to be easy, if I allow this to be simple, how would I go about it? Answer this question and then go and do the things that way. Let the things be easy. Let the things be simple. Know that just you doing what you want to be doing, the way you want to be doing it, is keeping you in your zone of genius. And when you are in your zone of genius, you are imprinting everything that you do with that energy. So whatever you are actually doing from that energy, from that frequency, it will be working. So letting things be simple, allowing yourself to do the things the way you want to do them, without forcing yourself into anything more complex or more complicated, just because that will be adding to the frequency of what you are putting out, and people feel that and people respond to that. And obviously you are, again, letting a lot of energy to be used for things that actually matter, instead of just wasting it in empty doing, in busy doing. The third thing that will be expanding your energetic capacity, and this is a personal story, it's an energetic shift, but it's miraculous, and it literally shifted my life. It changed my life. It changed my business. So I will be sharing a story. A few years back, actually more than a few years, some years back, when I was still in the beginning of my business, I was working with so many clients at the same time, and it just felt like, especially the group calls were very tiring for me. It felt like I was giving from my energy, and I realized if I want to scale up, if I want to have a business that keeps on growing, I need to shift my energy around these calls. I need to shift the energy around what I feel about giving, and what I feel about giving more and more in my programs. And I realized at that point two things. The first one was that there is a difference between over delivering and over giving. Obviously over giving goes into the overdoing it. So I started giving only what really gave me so much joy to give and to share and to bring to my people, but I let go of the part where I felt like I should, in order to really make sure that people are happy and they are receiving what they wanted and they will not be disappointed. You see, that is a completely different frequency, as opposed to, oh my God, I can't wait to share this. I'm so passionate about it. It's so easy for me to speak about this. I'm obsessed with it. I am bringing this with so much joy. So I kept myself in the territory of, it gives me so much joy to bring this into my containers. The second thing was to decide that I am getting energized by all the conversations with my clients, by all the interactions, by all the answers that I get to answer, all the questions that I get to answer into my chat support channels, because those conversations, many times they were so busy, so many questions, that they felt energy depleting for me. And I had to shift that story inside my head. I decided that actually every time I answer a question, every time I support a client, I am receiving energy. It's energizing me. And yesterday, when I was telling this story inside my mastermind, I went a little bit deeper into what happened, because it's one thing to just decide. And at that point, I just decided. I decided that I get energized by my calls. I get energized by the interactions with my clients. And honestly, it did not happen immediately, but in a couple of weeks after shifting this story inside my head, I started seeing the results. I started feeling the results inside myself. I started feeling so much more pumped up after every call, after every session of answering questions on Telegram or Voxer at that time. I started feeling more and more energy after these interactions. But now looking back and speaking about this story to my clients in the mastermind yesterday, I realized that what also happened was even deeper than the story shift in my mind, in my subconscious. As I started overdoing less and less. So I started just being with things, allowing them to be simple, going for the easiest path of less resistance, doing everything that I was sharing from an energy of joy, of pleasure, of I am so passionate about this and I can't wait to bring this to my people. Doing all that, what I also did was I started channeling more and more inside my programs. I took a step back, as I was not there so much into the human, into the lower personality, trying to make things happen, trying to control the environment, trying to make sure that everyone is happy. As I was not so much into that human, I started staying a bit laid back, and I started allowing what was supposed to flow through me to flow through me. And if you are a spiritual entrepreneur working with your clients, I bet that you know exactly what I mean. It's those moments when it's like you are just saying things and you are sharing things and you have no freaking idea where they came from, but it is so good and you are so fired up and your clients are so fired up and everyone is having that that spiritual glow, that spiritual botox, as they are calling it. Everyone is glowing, everyone is feeling that frequency of high level energy, higher versions of ourselves energy that is flowing through us. So when you start doing all the above, all the 3 shifts that I mentioned, you start feeling that you are channeling more and more. You are staying more and more in your zone of genius. And from there, it's so easy to navigate, because who you are there is finding the solutions, the words, the ideas, the ways of implementation that are coming naturally from that state, and everything feels so easy, so fun, so natural, so inside your gifts and inside your natural capacity to create the work that you are here for. So just to recap this, look at the busy work and start letting go of the 80% that is not creating anything for you. Delegate what can be delegated. Let other people take care of what can be taken care by other people. Don't forget what Eisenhower was saying. Many things are urgent, but most often than not, the urgent is not really important. What is important is not that urgent, doesn't seem urgent. And if you look at anything in life, you'll see how true is that. We are filling up our days with urgent things and we stop or we never get, or rarely we get to the really important things. But when you delegate what is urgent and required to do to other people, then you can sit with what is the important. And the important is what moves the needle, what grows your business. You start having capacity to hold what is the important because you let go of all the urgency that was just noise. So that was one thing. The other thing also around the busy work was stop overdoing. Trust yourself. When you know that you already created what you wanted to create, and stop yourself from going into I should be doing more, or that energy of push. The second thing was, we were saying, let things be easy. Allow yourself to go with the path of less resistance. Go for the 20% without the bells and whistles, because that's what will create results. And the third thing, the third shift was all about allowing yourself to be energized by your work. That is a decision, but also is the habit of letting yourself step back and let what needs to come through in a way that also gives you so much energy, but also produces so much higher level results, because what you are channeling from the higher levels, higher dimensions of you is so much better than what comes only from your human. And you will know exactly what I mean if you think about different parts of your work when you felt like this was completely channeled. Share what comes through for you without bringing that much the human to the table, but allowing that higher level wisdom from your higher dimensions to come through. It will feel so energizing, and I bet that you already know what I mean. Guys, this is what I wanted to share with you today. Now, if you want to know more about my higher level containers, I will be leaving some links in the description of this video. And for the rest, see you in the next video.